I want to thank you all taking time being here. I'm Robert Yolda. I'm City of Calabasas Public Work Director. I had the honors of breaking ground about 3 years ago, and as we promised to our community and council, this will be a state-of-the-art bridge, and I'm happy to report that not only from Caltrans that they own the bridge, with all the residents, we are receiving for the first time more compliment than complaint. That to be said, we're gonna have a lot of acknowledgement. I wanna start with acknowledging my boss, Tony Corrales. He's here. Without his support, his wisdom, I had problems, we had issues, but with his guidance, I overcome all those problems, and I wanna put that right up front. That to be said, let's talk about the bridge itself. This project was constructed and replaced the old bridge, and a lot of you know about Z traffic. We have a lot of traffic that comes from PCH to 101, goes through our community, and this bridge was the only access to residential Saratoga Hills and Saratoga Ranch that we needed to work that out. So in the beginning, after we did project study report and 6 options, when I had a workshop with the community, believe it or not, they liked option 7, which it wasn't on the book, but was combination of certain options. That to be said, we electronically built the bridge. We presented and everybody liked the idea. And that's why you can see the outcome. So to follow up on that, I would like to acknowledge Caltrans. They were our partner, they supported me. And anytime I had problem, guess what? I went to her, and Mayor Pro Tem Shapiro accompanied me, and we were well received, and we immediately got the response. So thank you for that. And your staff, I don't want to mention one by one names. It was over 30 people that I personally get to know and work with, but definitely would like to acknowledge Alan Davis, who's been here every week, guiding us, supporting us, and moving forward the project on your staff. Next, our contractor, Security Paving Company. I really want to acknowledge their presence and their cooperation with me. After a year of construction with a lot of change orders and stuff, when we had a lunch meeting, it was like we solved the problem. They assured me they handled it. I just want to thank them, and they're here. I think I will start with John Smith. John? He's all the way back there. He always hides. But John, really, I want to acknowledge your presence, your wisdom, and the way you carry out the task. It really meant a lot to me. And with the company, we have Mike Mativi is here. He's standing next to him, I believe. These are the principal of the security. Tony Mativi is not here. He was my partner in crime. Me and him, we set aside and talk about issues. And John Mativi. These are the owners. They're principal of the company, and we build a relationship with them. And I want to thank them. And really, the project is on budget. We did not spend additional money. I'm going to move on with design team. Hul Zoller were the team, and they went through a lot of changes. Is Peter Bernard here? Did he made it? Peter. He's the guy who took over from senior to principal, and even though when he moved the company, he's now not with that company, and he's with, what is the name of your company now? Kieran Wright, but he made the commitment to help us throughout the project, and he did sign the plans, and he's gonna continue finishing the as-built. Thank you for your courage and stepping up and getting us through the project design aspect. Lastly, we could have not built this without help of construction management team, Parson. They're all here, but I started it with Roy Fisher. I don't see Roy. Well, I don't see a lot of people today, but maybe he's right in front. And Dragon is here. He moved from Parson, but he's here. Where are you, Dragon? Right there. He was our resident engineer for 2 years, and he recently moved. And his replacement is Ali Chinchian. Is Ali here? Thank you. And also the principals from Parsons are here, that they help us. Joe, thank you for your support and help. And also we have another vice president, Brett Jones, is here, who supported the project, sent us appropriate staff. I just want to share with you, it's a tough time, a lot of construction going on. Staff move around, but Parson stayed with me, supported me, and anytime I had a problem or concern, contacted Roy and Joe and other people, and they support the project construction, and we are doing very well. And we still have a couple months to go. This is not the final product, but we had a good reason to get together today and celebrate. I want to stop making more presentation. I really want to ask Tony Corrales, my biggest supporter on this project for last maybe 15 years. In 1994, when I was hired, the Lost Hills Overpass was on the list of projects to do. And I want to ask Mr. Corrales to come and help me out, continues the presentation and acknowledgement. Mr. Corrales. And these are the names.
I'll be brief. You know, there's a saying that failure is an orphan and success has multiple fathers and mothers. And I see the multiple fathers and mothers are all here today because every single one of you had a hand in this project. When I came to the city about 15 years ago, about 13 years ago, the only way to get money was to go to D.C. And so we tried to get money to start this thing, and it wasn't until the voters approved Measure R that we were lucky enough to have the funding to start this project. And then I think you all know that I'm retiring here probably at the end of August for sure, or at the middle of August or the end of July. It depends when my replacement gets named. But I drove a car across country, and I got to look at a lot of overpasses as I was driving down I-40. And let me tell you what, this thing here behind me is spectacular. There is nothing like it other than in the 1930s when they were building the public works folks were building all those grand projects like you see in Pasadena and in LA across the river. You don't see things like this out in the country. All the overpasses are very mechanical, and it doesn't take much to have a work of art in your city. And with that, I wanted to thank the Art and Public Places folks, and I see Lorraine's there. I don't know if Mark Seekamp is there, and the other folks, because they had when this first started as far as conceptual drawings, it was nothing like you see here. And the idea here was to have it be an echo of the rest of the city. So it should remind you of City Hall and the library and the senior center, and this thing helps to tie the city together. And it's probably going to be seen much, much, much more by a lot more people than our civic center is ever going to be seen, because you know how much traffic goes by here, and everybody sees this. And I've already been told whether our aim was to have a better overpass in Westlake Village, and people saying that they think we succeeded. But Westlake Village had a great one, and again, it took a little bit of more money to make it great, and it's the same thing with here. It took a little bit more to make it great. Without that, let me just thank everybody that had a hand in this, principally, and Robert's very self-effacing about this, but this thing wouldn't be here if it weren't for the tenacity of Robert and his constant monitoring of this project. I mean, he has single-handedly talked to people, cajoled people, gotten money, asked for more money. When there was no more money, he got some more money, and little by little, we got what we got here. It's going to be exceptional, so thank you, Robert. Thank you, Tatiana, for everything you've done for this project. And again, it's a happy day for everybody in the city. And with that, let me turn it over to our mayor, Fred Gaines, who then has some more congratulatory statements to make.
Thank you, everybody. While our country is divided over building a wall, we have come together here in our community to build a bridge. A glorious, beautiful bridge, and it is a tremendous community achievement for all of us. I'm going to ask my colleagues who are here, Alicia Weintraub and our Mayor Pro Tem, David Shapiro, to come join me up here. Our council members, James Bazagian and Mary Sumauer, could not make it today, but they are as thrilled as all of us to be here today. And I want to thank everyone, our staff, Robert Yalda and his staff, the contractors and workers who are out here every day working and doing this work and to some extent putting themselves out in sometimes in danger. We are so appreciative of the high quality and the great work that you've done, and we thank you very, very much. Our government partners, and we have a lot of them in this case, our Metro Board of Directors, our Supervisor Sheila Kuehl, represented by Susan Ng here today, Ara Najarian, who has just been a true champion for all of us in Los Angeles County, especially northern Los Angeles County, and has been with us for so many projects. Ara, thank you so much. Our Metro staff, and I know we have Abdullah Ansari and Ben Jong. Are they both here? Very good. And the timely execution of the funding agreements have been so helpful throughout the entire administration of the process. We were very, very grateful. Thank you so much. The county right-of-way people, all of the people from Los Angeles County, both for their funding and the right-of-way. Our county sanitation district, we have a landfill here, and frankly, a lot of you wouldn't know it. They do a great job, as good a job as you can do, really having a landfill be work together with us in our city, and we appreciate all of their cooperation. And Terry Dipple, the executive director of our COG. Terry, thank you for being here and for all the great work of our COG. A lot of city leadership over the years, our predecessors on the city council, city commissions, the Traffic and Transportation Commission, and our Arts and Public Places Commission. Our Art Commission has been most involved in this project, but lots and lots of people. And then I have to really thank our community, and especially the Saratoga community that is right here. They have been involved for literally decades in the planning and the thoughtfulness and ultimately the implementation, and they have had to bear the burden of the construction, but they will also reap the tremendous benefits of having this incredible improvement, the most expensive public works project in the history of the city of Calabasas. And I think it came out great. I know Bob Lee is here, Candace Weber is here, representing many, many people in the Saratogas who have worked with us over the years, and we really, really appreciate it. This project was funded by $32 million of Measure R funds, $2 million from the County of Los Angeles, and $3 million from the city, from our Bridge and Thoroughfare District fees. Implemented and run by the city of Calabasas with oversight by Caltrans. We've created a cultural and visual environment for our transportation and for our local community. We've provided a community identity by placement of graphical and sculptural representation, sound walls to reduce the sound noise in our adjacent residential areas, improved air quality by conforming with the regional air quality plan, stormwater quality improvements, including our biofiltration swales and infiltration basins and sedimentation and filtering devices, things that you don't see that will help keep our environment clean for many, many years to come, and tremendously improve safety for our local residents, our visitors, our people who are here working every day in our business community. You know, you used to build bridges to get from here to there. And nowadays you do build bridges to do lots and lots of other things. And those are some of the things that we've done. Safety, efficiency in transportation, pollution reduction, noise reduction, incredible aesthetics in this project. I mean, not only the artwork on the project, Lorene Morick, you have to be proud. 200,000 vehicles a day are going to go by sculpture and architecture now and see City of Calabasas right next to it. It's something that we've all dreamed of as part of the culture here in the City of Calabasas. And of course, the city manager mentioned the tie-in in our community to our city hall and our libraries. The architecture goes throughout, the east and the west together as, in one aesthetic throughout the city. It's something that's very important to us. But really what's most important, something that from the even before cityhood was important to all of us, is when you come to Calabasas, you come home. And you know when you cross over from LA or from other areas into Calabasas and you see the quality, even the street changes, even the smoothness of the street, the landscaping, the architecture, the artwork, that you know you are home. And now here at maybe the most major entrance to our city, everyone will know that they're in Calabasas, and for the Calabasas residents, we will know that we are home. And I think it's something that we can all be very, very proud of. It's going to do wonders for the property values. And, you know, as we think about the future, this is, of course, now the gateway to the Saratogas and to our entire West Side community. But someday, and this is the day I think about, it's going to be the gateway to our largest park. When this landfill does eventually close and become our park and our sports center, this is going to be the gateway that people come when they come to use that recreational facility for decades and decades into the future. So it's a great day for the city of Calabasas. I personally, and on behalf of the council and the residents of Calabasas, are so appreciative of everyone's efforts, and we thank you and enjoy the rest of today's ceremonies. And when else do you get to sit out on a freeway on-ramp next to a retention pool and enjoy a beautiful day here in Calabasas? Doesn't happen that often. So I want to, at this time, introduce someone who's been, I mentioned him before, he's been very, very special. You know, as someone who's on the city council and involved in some of the regional and state groups, I understand how much work goes in that your residents never ever know about. But someone who has gone well beyond the borders of their city to really be a true leader and doer for all of the residents of Los Angeles County has been Ara Najarian from the city of Glendale and from the Metro Board of Directors. And Ara, I want to invite you up to say a few words, and thank you.
Wow, what a great introduction. Thank you, Mayor and Council Members Shapiro and Weintraub, and to all of you. This is a great day, and I can tell you, this is by far the nicest bridge that I have ever dedicated in all of my district, and that includes some of those in Pasadena, too. It truly is a landmark and a monument to the city and all the residents that come and go, and the travelers that use the 101 to get north and south. It took some work to get this done, not just engineering work and construction work and design work, but it took some political work also. And I've got to thank the mayor, and also it was Mayor Shapiro and Council Member Weintraub that came together with Terry Dipple, with the Council of Governments. When Measure M passed, you know, it was kind of controversial. Do we want to tax ourselves? Measure R. It was kind of controversial. Do we want to tax ourselves? And people said, no, what are we going to get from it? Well, it did pass, and there were regional funds created for the different communities that weren't getting those fancy subways or light rails. And it was so important for the COG and Terry Dipple leading that COG to come together and say, this is what we want, Metro. We want this Lost Hills Bridge funded and funded now. That got this in line and got it funded. There were a lot of hands reaching out there with different projects throughout the county trying to snag this money. But it was with that determination that the local electeds and Terry Dipple, with your relationship with the other Council of Government members, that said, this is what we want, and this is how you got in line, and we've got a beautiful, beautiful bridge here and interchange. It's a safer interchange. It's a creative, artistic interchange. It's a testament to outgoing city manager Tony. Think about this when you're going back east to Georgia, I think, down south. Congratulations. Thank you, Terry, for working with my staff and everyone that made this a possibility. Robert also, I see your name. I kid Robert. His name is etched in bronze here for the ages. It's something that Metro is proud to do. It's something that we can point to and say, look at what your Measure R tax dollars did. Measure M is going to bring additional funding. And if SB1 holds its ground and survives the challenge in November, there will be more projects coming to this area. And I look forward to standing side by side with everyone here in dedicating additional projects. And I've heard that there's a request for additional sound walls. I just heard that from the Saratoga neighborhood, and I'll be working with all your elected officials and Caltrans to make sure that we get that on the list and try and move that as forward as quickly as possible. And it's with elected leaders like this, in cooperation with Metro, that this is going to get done. So thank you, everyone.
As I promised, we're gonna keep this short, but having Carrie here, I cannot let it go. They're gonna be owner of this structure, but I promise you I'll keep it as beautiful as it is. So Carrie Bowen from District 7, please.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Mayor. And it is one of the most beautiful structures I've ever seen, and we're happy to partner with the city and Metro on this project. And so much has already been said. I promise I will keep it short as well. I want to thank the people that worked on this project, Security Paving, Michael Baker, and the city, and everyone that has pitched in. And I know it took a long time to get here, and I heard from the community that there's been great partnering with the community on this. But I also want to take a moment and remind everyone that there's lots of construction going on right now. And what separates you from our workers out there is typically a 10-pound cone. And so I know it's easy to think about that phone sitting next to you or in your lap sometimes, and someone texts or you want to call someone. And I'm just going to remind you, please put down your phones. Put down your phones. Don't get distracted. I don't want to make a call. None of us want to have to make that call. We want you to get home safely. We want our employees to get home safely. They have families. So slow down in the construction zones. Just be aware. We have lots of construction coming up because of SB1, and we're excited about it. We want these bridges to be fixed. I'd love to have every bridge look this wonderful, but more importantly, I want them to be safe. We have $1 billion coming into Los Angeles to fix your roads, and I'm excited about it. We're going to fix roads, we're going to fix bridges, we're going to fix guardrail, we're going to fix potholes. They're coming into the cities. The projects are coming to the cities. Over 13,000 jobs. So just be aware that these projects are here. We have 34 projects coming into the LA area under SB1 right now. So if you have any questions about that, I'm here to answer them, and I'm excited about it. So thank you for this opportunity, and I'm excited about this project. It is gorgeous.
I know I forgot some names, but mainly public works staff, they're all here. And I always had support of all the department heads. They're all here. Dr. Lysick, Jeff Rubin, I see John, I see Marty. So thank you all. Again, City is a unique team, and anytime I called any of them, even though they had nothing to do with this project, they showed up and support me. For the wrap up, I have a representative from Sheila Kuhl's office. Susan is a new member. We've been definitely working together on this one, and I want to thank Nicole. When I called them, I needed money. They just simply give me additional $2 million, and I will call them for more money. So Susan, come here, please. If you have money, I'll take it now.
Well, on behalf of Supervisor Kuhl, we're so delighted to be able to support this project and really be with you to see it come to fruition, especially with Tony coming back to celebrate and see this bridge actually closing and happening. I do want to also congratulate all the partners involved, all the contractors, the city, Terry involved. I think I want to echo Mayor Gaines in terms of there's a lot of divisiveness across the country right now. This exemplifies when entities come together and can collaborate and everybody pitch in and you see this. So this is a great example when all of us come together. So we look forward to more future products with you and the county being involved and supportive. Thank you so much.
Looking forward. Thank you. I've been getting signed that I got to wrap up my speeches. So I think it's time to do ribbon cutting and celebrating and hopefully get out of here very safe as we are asked for.